see better with these on.
Yeah, no, I don't, yeah.
They've got a bit of prescription in them, so my eyes are pretty good. But the older I get, the worse they get. I get them. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, that's something to look forward to.
Oh, yeah. Did I forget on Friday?
It's all right now.
And a very good afternoon to you. Welcome along to the county ground here in Beckenham. The live stream brought to you by South East Stars on the YouTube channel. Delighted to be with you today. This is Jamie Reid. Michael McCann is alongside, and we're very much looking forward to watching the South East Stars against Western Storm, and hoping upon hope that we will get some kind weather. We await to see in that regard. That's the only uncontrollable. The news from the middle is the South East Stars have won the toss and elected to bowl. Remember, last time out the Stars beat Lancashire Thunder by 5 wickets, and that was the success. One change for the Stars. Tilly Courtine-Coleman comes in for Sophia Dunkley, who's earned that international call-up. It's Bryony Smith, the captain, Tash Farrant, Paige Schofield, Phoebe Franklin, Ailish Cranstone, Alice Davidson-Richards, Chloe Hill, Kalia Moore, Rihanna McDonald-Gay, Danny Gregory and Courtine-Coleman, who is that one change. 2 changes for Western Storm. No Danielle Gibson or Fran Wilson. It's Emma Corney, Alex Griffiths, Neve Holland, Nat Wraith, the wicketkeeper. Sophie Luff captains the side. Amanda J. Wellington, Izzy Wong, who comes in for her debut. Sophia Smale, Jess Hazel, Chloe Skelton and Ellie Anderson. Emma Jones is 12th for the Stars, and doing likewise for Western Storm is Imogen Cooper. Last time out the Storm lost by 21 runs to Central Sparks. They've yet to get going in this competition. The umpires James Treadwell and Fiona Richards are on field. Sarah Bartlett is the referee, and our scorers Lynn Martin and Andy Lynch. As mentioned, this is Jamie Reid alongside me for the first 5 overs. A very good afternoon to Michael McCann.
Very good afternoon, Jamie. Good afternoon, everyone. All ready to get underway, and the 16-year-old Tilly Courtine-Coleman is ready to bowl the very first ball of the game. To Griffiths in his boulder! What a start for the Stars, and what a start for Tilly Courtine-Coleman. The furniture uprooted. Griffiths out to the very first ball of the match, and having won the toss and bowled, they have had literally the perfect start here, the South East Stars. A beautiful spinning wicked delivery to get first up, and again showing why so many are so excited about Tilly Courtine-Coleman, who of course later this season will see in the 100 after being selected by Charlotte Edwards before she'd even made her Stars debut. She's on the board, the Stars are on the board, none for one.
What a dream start. Always nice when you come into the side to take a wicket, but to take it with the very first delivery, absolutely fantastic. The dream start. South East Stars have been good in this competition so far. There's teams up the log ahead of them who've played the 3 games. 2 wins from 2 so far for Bryony Smith and her team. And Tilly Courtine-Coleman once again showing just how good she is as a young cricketer.
So Alex Griffiths is gone. Now Neve Holland is in. Another exciting, talented teenager who's just prodding that one out into the covers. I mentioned Tilly Courtine-Coleman playing in the 100. She will do later this year for the Southern Brave. She goes back, and has she nicked that? Well, the reaction of the fielders would have suggested so. Umpire Fiona Richards is unmoved. You could only see really the keeper, the bowler and one close fielder in shot, but there was a good 6 or 7 sprawling in from particularly that offside ring, certain that there was a little feather on that on the way through. Holland survives to tell the tale. Now comes down the track, and Storm belatedly are off the mark from the 4th ball of the innings, having already lost that wicket of course.
Well, the one thing you want when you come into the side is to show that you've got the confidence to compete, and certainly you see that. You look at the body language of Courtine-Coleman, you look at the way she started. It certainly ball on top at present. What a start for the Stars.
Courtine Coleman with ring of 5 on the offside, and then long on and deep mid-wicket as the 2 allowed out. Gives that one a bit of flight, straight at extra cover. Of course, these sides meeting for the 3rd time this season. They've already met in this competition just 8 days ago when, in a low-scoring thriller, the Stars managed to defend 132, winning by 4 runs. Oh, beautifully bowled by Courtine Coleman. Just pushes that one through a touch more. You can see all the variations, you can see the turn, and you can see why there's so much excitement about her. She concedes just 1 from the first, and the Western Storm are 1 for 1 off 1.
Well, absolutely fantastic to come in, to bowl the first over, put your hand up like that. It shows what a great talent she is, and Bryony Smith does have those talents within her ranks, all-round cricketers. Here's another one that we're going to see, Tash Farrant. We know that she can do the business with both bat and ball and in the field. Sophia Dunkley goes out, called up by the national team, of course. That's great for her, but it does, of course, represent an opportunity and a chance for another player, and it's a young player with huge promise who comes in and makes that dream start.
And even before that wicket, it's fair to say that the Stars would have started today favourites in the better form of the 2. 6 wins from 8 across all formats. 4 wins from 2 in the 50 over format and 2 from 2 in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. Western Storm have 2 losses so far, including that one to the Stars 8 days ago. And Storm sits 7th in the Rachael Heyhoe-Flint Trophy after 2 wins from 6 in that. Farrant to bowl the first ball of the second over from the Crystal Palace end. Right on the button and chipped to short mid-wicket and dropped. Was not an easy one at all. Diving in and not quite able to scoop it up to give the Stars a second wicket.
Yeah, Phoebe Franklin, you could see she dived forward as soon as those elbows hit the ground. It's just a little bit of tennis ball bounce. You can see she's gone for it, done her very best to try and get those hands underneath.
Well bowled again by Farrant, right on the button, keeping the pressure right on.
I think we should mention, with these conditions, there is cloud cover, the ball is moving about, it's making it difficult for these 2 opening batters, but you have to say the bowlers have been right on the money so far.
Yeah, it's been an excellent start from Stars, who will be looking to repeat the successfully completed formula from the win against Thunder on Friday. Win the toss, restrict well, and then chase comfortably. Guided out to deep cover for 1. Holland doubles her score. Of course, it wasn't always quite so comfortable. Certainly a game that had its ebbs and flows. Thunder were 84 for 1 and then managed just 55 for 6 in the second half of that innings. That left them with 139 for 7. Left Stars needing 140 to win, and they were in a bit of a pickle at 24 for 3, but some big hitting from Miles Davison-Richards, and then Paige Schofield saw them home in the end pretty comfortably, actually. Corney facing her first ball. Nice looking extra cover drive. It's only half stopped in there by Schofield. Smith does the rest at the expense of a single.
Yeah, made the half stop at extra cover, pushed it up towards Bryony Smith, the skipper, at mid-off, but it meant they could just scamper through, and every run's going to count, especially when you haven't made a good start. Farrant's just gone for 2 singles from the 4 balls that she's bowled in this over, and of course we only saw the 1 run in Courtine Coleman's over.
Bumper, slightly mistimed, but there's not a lot of coverage out there, and it does go for 4 through deep mid-wicket. Well, actually Holland's got hold of that a little better than I initially thought. It's the first boundary of the game. Just looked for a second like she'd slightly sliced it, but actually she's probably looking to go over the top of that short square leg fielder. It's a bit of a tennis type of shot in the way it looked, almost a forehand.
Yep, it got big on her quite quickly, and she knew with the fielder up there, Phoebe Franklin, she could just get it over her head, she'd be fine.
Just nibbled away. It's deep fine leg and deep backward square leg for Farrant. So it's got plenty of protection out there. Her over goes for 7, 8 for 1 off 2.
In the end, you would have to say that that is a psychological boost for the batting side. Holland certainly getting in amongst it, looking to try and score runs. Niamh Holland, 2 changes for Storm today with no Gibson or Wilson. And kind of a surprise here that we're going to see a bowling change.
It is and it isn't, only in the sense that it is often the way sides will have most of the 20 overs.
Absolutely.
Pretty planned and plotted before they're even taken to the field. So the thought would have always been a bit of the classic T20 thing of squeezing one of the spinner up front and not really being too reactive in terms of persisting with that simply because it's worked, as brilliant as Courtine Coleman's over was. Franklin, who's normally very reliable and dependable and economical, starts with an uncharacteristic wide, but that is something of precursors to what you'll get from Franklin. Gets a nice bit of shape and nibble away from the right-hander with the new ball. Nicely played. Got her hands through the ball well, Holland. Goes out to point. It's a big chase for deep cover in Farrant coming around. It's comfortable too. In fact, only pick up one, beg your pardon. It was very smart work from Farrant. I assume that having got it that wide of the sweeper, they'd taken on the second. So Corney now taking guard.
And it's raining just a mile down the road, so we have got our own little microclimate. Long may this continue.
Let's come off the inside edge. Won't get anything for that. I'm sure you will have noticed when we go to that wide shot that there are some ominous looking clouds here at Beckenham, particularly on the far side away from us. Where the angles of where the weather comes from can slightly depend on the wind direction too. By all accounts, there are showers about. Sliced away, and it was almost caught by Cranston at point. And instead it will go for 4. Little bit of luck for Corney. Very much the motto, if you're going to flash, flash hard. And gets a reward with her first boundary.
Yeah, indeed. She's got lots of bat speed into that stroke. It was always going to be difficult for the fielder, not the tallest fielder in that position. And it's just raced away to the boundary's edge. I say not the tallest, but Cranstone is one of the best.
Full toss, misses out, straight at short mid-wicket. I mean, the reality is if Cranstone catches that, we're talking about that catch for the rest of the day, and that's getting a lot of views on social media as well. Would have even been a very good stop. It was hit very hard by Corney.
Yeah. Raced away.
Slower ball, was through the shot a touch early, up to mid-off. Smith is a right-handed throw, and it was 5 yards to her right, to her left. So it's always a pretty well-judged single. Worth reminding you the way things work with the rain. The first hour of interruptions does not shorten the length of the match at all. Turned away for 1 by Holland. Completes Franklin's over, which goes for 8, 16 for 1 off 3. So the first hour of interruptions does not cause the game to be shortened in any way, shape or form. The game will remain a T20 match. We only start losing overs when we've had more than an hour of disruption, and at that point we start losing overs at just a tickle under 4 minutes per over. So for every 4 minutes we'd be off, we lose another over of play. For now, Farrant to continue. Interestingly, from the Crystal Palace end, most of the time here at Beckenham, she tends to bowl from the far end away from us, the city end. But her and Franklin have swapped today. I know that often wind conditions is something that opening bowlers think a lot about. I wonder whether that's behind it a bit. Oh, beautifully bowled by Farrant, who doesn't get the reward she deserves. Fielded out at deep fine leg by Courtine Coleman. Farrant with a wry smile on her face as she has a little chat with Holland about it, and Holland will be all too happy to be at the non-strikers.
Well, it's a win, isn't it, for the bowler, because you know any kind of inside edge, low down on the bat like that, it can often get the stumps or get the bells moving. Unfortunately, not on this occasion.
Not far away, though.
Very close.
Just moving into Corney there. Turns it away straight at short mid-wicket.
Good, yep, just forcing the batter back, moving back and across and pushing it to the fielder. But again, no thoughts of a single. They've been on the money, but the run rate has started to increase up to in excess of 5 and over now.
I think that's a little variation from Farrant, and again straight at Franklin at short mid wicket, who naturally with any left arm over bowler getting shaped back into the right hander is right in the game. Holland comes down for a little chat with Corney, trying to work out how they're going to negotiate things. Perfect conditions here for Farrant and perfect conditions here for swing bowling. Plenty of clouds around. Very classic English May afternoon. Bumper, mistimed, and caught, gone. The pressure tells. Corney out for just 6. A simple catch for Franklin. Farrant gets what she deserves, and Western Storm are in all sorts of trouble here. Great work from the Stars, having won the toss and put Storm in. They have them 17 for 2.
We have to say that's very comfortable, just as we see the replay again, banged into the surface, no real purchase with the bat, and it made it very easy. The most difficult thing for Franklin was to make sure that she got in close enough to be able to take the catch. It was well judged, well executed in terms of pulling off the catch, not from the stroke by the batter, and they are in all manner of problems, Western Storm. They've lost 2.
Having already beaten them in a very close encounter in the West back 8 days ago. Stars will be eyeing off a more comfortable win here after this very fast start. Just to remind you, Storm still yet to win in the Charlotte Edwards Cup so far this season. A table that has not quite a danger of splitting, but has a bit of a topsy-turvy nature about it, you'd have to say. There's 3 teams at the top who are unbeaten, and 3 teams at the bottom who are yet to win. For now, looking to stabilise things for Storm, here's Nat Rafe. He gets a very decent one, shaping in onto off stump first up. He's driving into the covers for no run.
Always difficult when you come in the power play overs, because you want to try and get on with it, of course you do, but you have to temper that with the fact that you're 2 wickets down and you're up against high skilled bowlers.
And full. Rafe just driving with a degree of caution, still yet to get off the mark. Perfect couple of overs from Farrant. Will be intriguing to see whether it's the classic plan of 2 up top, 2 at the death, and whether there is any temptation to continue with her. 17 for 2 after 4.
Well, Farrant was kind of expensive in her first over. She doesn't go for that many, but she went for 7. Much better with the wicket and only a single in that second over. And we are going to see the young cricketer of such high promise coming back.
Yeah, Courtine Coleman to return, having bowled the first. We'll come back to bowl the 5th. Down the track, Holland. Nice looking shot for none. Coleman, who turns 17, August the 23rd, was born in 2007. I'm sure plenty of us can remember exactly where we were in 2007. Nice looking shot again. This time it has managed to pierce the gap at extra cover. There might have been a slight hand on it, but it's not enough to stop it going for 4. Well played by Holland, good footwork. Got to the pitch of the ball and drove with real conviction.
You could see the frustration etched across the face of the bowler. But once it pierced and beat that infield, you knew that it would just race away. What's Courtine Coleman got now? Both the openers out for Western Storm.
Goes back of a length, and this time forced off the back foot by Holland. That's a very classy shot. Back-to-back boundaries for Storm, just what they needed to inject a bit of impetus into this innings.
Well, Holland has certainly been the aggressor in the innings so far. She's been hitting boundaries, looking to try and be dominant. Griffiths and Corney going for scores of no score and 6. It's almost like she's playing on another wicket here. 18 from 14.
Scored 72% of the innings runs so far. Just drops a bat on that one, which is a good length ball.
And a good comeback.
Showing good signs here, Holland, in terms of the youngsters out there watching about how to play spin. Real conviction of, am I getting forward and meeting it on the half volley with footwork, or am I going right back deep in my crease?
Frustratingly, just a bit of rain starting to fall.
Nibble round the corner, well judged, quick single. Yeah, it will take a touch more to bring us off, but it is as feared. There's these showers that were meant to come at around 3 p.m. It's getting very, very windy, which for anyone who's spent any time in the UK will know that that is often a precursor to rain. Short, that's another nice looking shot, this time from Rafe. It will get off the mark with a 4 through backward point. Courtine Coleman just dropping the tiniest bit short, but it was a really nice put away from Rafe. So 3 boundaries off the over, 13 from it.
Just a little bit of width outside off stump, and the perfect opportunity to get off the mark, and to get off the mark in style. Nice shot from Rafe. Takes the run rate up to 6. 5 down, 30 for 2 the score.
So Holland going well on 19. Umpire James Treadwell was just caught in there. You might have seen on the stream, looking up at the clouds with a real sense of worry. To give you an idea how cloudy it is, there's a plane that's heading into one of the London airports on the far side, and there's so much cloud that, to be honest, you can barely actually see the plane as it passes by.
30 for 2 is the score, and here is Rhianna McDonald-Gay coming into the attack, and the first ball is just worked away, shies at the stumps. An inquiry from the fielder, but it was always going to be difficult for Chloe Hill, and it's good running, you have to say, between the two. There's that wide angle again, and you will see that rain just starting to gently fall. Nothing really for the two umpires, James Treadwell and Fiona Richards, to worry about at the moment, but they will know that it is in the air. And you could see Fiona just going to check that the castle was back intact. James Treadwell is standing at this Beckenham end as McDonald-Gay comes charging in once more and playing this off the back foot out to deep point and picking up a boundary. Very elegant again from Rafe, it has to be said. She's been very aggressive since coming in, the wicketkeeper batter, moving on to 8. As soon as it beat that infield, it was always going to run down the hill. Would you believe I've had my sunglasses on? Partly because they do help sight as well, and I have to say, as soon as I take them off, I can see just how dark it's getting as well, as McDonald-Gay comes charging in once more, this time the other side of the wicket, and worked out backward a square on the leg side. They take 1 and settle for it. Holland is 20 from 17, Raith 9 from 5 so far. McDonald-Gay has gone for that boundary and 2 singles. Western Storm put into bat. It allows Bryony Smith to maybe control the game as they did last time out. 36 for 2 is the score, and this one is drilled to extra cover, a shy for the stumps, and would you believe it, it's a run out, it's a suicidal single, and it has to be said, that's a great bit of work. Paige Schofield, I believe, took aim, and as she did, down on the ground like that, you never know if you're going to be able to run out a batter, but that's a great bit of work. Well played, James Treadwell as well, the umpire. He got into position, and everything that can go wrong is going wrong for the Storm so far. Great work from Schofield.
Well, this is what you don't need when you're a side who are out of form against a side who are in form. An entirely preventable form of dismissal. A very dicey quick single. It still took some really smart work. And Paige Schofield, who was arguably the star of the win against Thunder on Friday with that demolition job with the bat, is now impressing in the field, and Holland, who had looked into such nice touch, has to go. So it really needs a skipper's knock here from Sophie Luff. 30-year-old, thoroughly experienced, has been playing county cricket in one form or another for half of her lifetime. Made her debut for Somerset at 15. Has already passed 53 times this season, including against the Stars. Made 59 against the Stars in the Rachael Heyhoe-Flint Trophy game these two had, which was a real thriller. High-scoring game that the Stars lost by 8 runs on Duckworth-Lewis Stern method after rain interruptions.
Luff off strike, of course, after they raced through. James Treadwell just looking at the conditions, and you can see that the physio just about to leave the field of play, and we will be able to carry on. A rueful smile from the umpire. James Treadwell, of course, has played here many, many times over the years. A former off-spinner, not just with Kent, but also with England. He had the honour of captaining England on an occasion, and certainly enjoyed that. 36 for 3, Western Storm. Here is McDonald Gay, and just opening the face and working it wide of the fielder at third. And taking a single is Wraith, the wicket-keeper. She moves into double figures on 10 and brings Luff onto strike for the first time.
Good hustle from Gregory out there to prevent the 2. Had to go a long way round from deep third. But quite a fine deep third. It's also deep backward square leg. Those are the 2 out in a 5-4.
McDonald Gay at the top of her mark. She's bowled 5. Looking to try and complete the set in her first over. We're into the 6th over already, so fielding restrictions will be lifted at the end of the power play. They're going to pick up another single down to third, and that is that. 38 scored off the power play overs for the loss of 3 wickets. You have to say, with Griffiths, Corney and Holland already out, Bryony Smith will be absolutely delighted by what she's seen so far. 38 for 3, 6 down.
You would have to say it's not a pitch that looks like, including from us having a little inspection of yours truly, had a little look at it pre-match. It's got a lot of demons in it, and 38 for 3 is a clear win for the South East Stars. We all know that well-trodden statistic about if you lose 3 wickets in the power play, then the sky falls in, the economy collapses, the price of milk doubles, and you have I believe it's around an 80 to an 85% chance of losing the game. So it is an uphill task here for Western Storm. Phoebe Franklin back on from the City end. Stars unsurprisingly juggling about their bowlers. They've got so many impressive all-rounders that it's a captain's dream.
Off
really.
we go.
And yeah, just as Franklin was at the top of her mark, it's suddenly, in the way that an English summer can do, got significantly heavier, like that. Although there were warning signs. Hopefully we're not off for too long here, he says with a touch of apprehension in his voice. Worth reminding you that the first hour of play that we lose here will not actually see overs be lost from the contest, so we can have an hour off for rain and come back, and it is still a T20 game. The first hour of interruptions, however that comes, whether that comes in 3 20-minute blocks or 2 sets of half an hour, a 45-minute or a 15, you get the picture. But after that point, the game will be reduced. And of course, it's massively to Stars' advantage that they've got the Western Storm in such a tough position. 38 for 3 at the end of the power play. That will help South East Stars massively if we were to come to a part of rearranging things, and it probably did factor into them winning the toss and choosing to bowl. There's always a perception with the Duckworth-Lewis Stern method that it's better to be batting second, particularly in an era where players are all the more accustomed to chasing down totals with slightly higher required run rates than ever before. For now though, that picture is a slightly sorry and disappointing one, just to remind you of where these two teams sit in the wider scheme of things. 10 games across the Charlotte Edwards Cup group stage this season. I mentioned before it's a bit of a topsy-turvy table because you have Blaze, Central Sparks and South East Stars, all of whom are yet to lose. 3 wins from 3 for Blaze, 2 from 2 for Central Sparks and 2 from 2 for Stars. Blaze have 12 points, Sparks have 9, Stars have 8. You get 4 points for the win, and then you can pick up an extra bonus point if your run rate across the contest is 1.25 times or more than your opponents. And there's 3 teams at the bottom who are all yet to win, and they've all lost both of their 2 games so far, and that is Western Storm, Northern Diamonds and Sunrisers. Western Storm are 6th, they're above Diamonds and Sunrisers by virtue of having a better net run rate than the 2. Then in the middle of the sandwich, Thunder are 4th and Vipers are 5th. Thunder with 5 points from 3. 5 points picked up in their regional derby against the Diamonds, but then they've lost their 2 other games without managing to improve that tally, of course. And Vipers with 4 points to show from their 2, as the rain does now seem to be getting concerningly considerably heavier. Slight quirk of the fixture, this being that these sides are meeting for the 2nd time in both teams' 3rd match of the campaign, so they're playing each other for the 2nd time in domestic T20 this season in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, before they've played a lot of other teams in it twice. The curious nature of the format meaning that everyone plays everyone once, but you play 3 of the 7 teams twice. For now, the rain is coming down a fair bit heavier. As you can see, some somewhat hardy spectators in front of us, all too casual about getting wet and out there in their shorts. Very much rather them than me. They'll start to scurry off and head to the pavilion, and we'll take a break here with the score 38 for 3 off 6. But as soon as we have more news to report to you about a potential resumption of play, we'll be right back with you. But for now, Michael McCann joined by Jamie Reid here at a rainy Beckenham with Western Storm at the end of the power play, 38 for 3.
faster, Bertha. There's no stopping him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have an update for you. That is that there will be a further inspection at 3:45, 4:45 I should say. A further inspection at 4:45.
I've got it here. 6 overs have been bowled. So we'll come out for another 4 minutes.
sadly, with the rain returning, it has been decided by the umpires that there is no prospect of any further play today, and so the match has been abandoned. Match abandoned. So once again, to confirm, the match has been abandoned due to the inclement weather. We are very grateful indeed for your support and your patience this afternoon. Don't forget that South East Stars have 3 further home games this summer in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, each of which is a double header with the men's Vitality Blasts. The first of those is on Sunday the 2nd of June when the Stars play Southern Vipers at the Kia Oval. Then on Sunday the 9th of June, the Stars will welcome Central Sparks to the Spitfire Ground Canterbury before returning to the Kia Oval for the match against Sunrisers on Saturday the 15th of June. Full information for all of those matches, as well as for the rest of the Stars fixtures in 2024, is available at southeaststars.com. For today, though, that is sadly it, I'm afraid. Once again, many thanks for your support and your patience. We do hope we'll see you again very soon. In the meantime, have a safe journey home and an enjoyable evening.